Good morning, coffee breakers, and all of you wonderful new guests. I am so excited to be here this morning. As always, I'm Senabella, your host for Coffee Break. And hey, it's a wonderful day. There's a lot of beautiful things going on in our lives that we need to pay more attention to. And I hope that you have paid attention to that. And yes, we should continue to pray. We should continue to have hope for all of those who are suffering and for all of those who are getting married and all of those who are planning plans and moving forward despite whatever things that are going on. We should continue to remain hopeful and happy and just know that body udia. How you doing? How are you? And as usual, before I even get into my day, I just want to make sure that you know that what we're doing here is going to have our mantra of the morning, wake up feeling beautiful. So just join me as I go through this here mantra of mine this morning on Coffee Break with Senabella. I'm really happy to be here, blessed to be here to Female Solution and right here. And if you're coming in from Facebook Live or YouTube or wherever you're coming in your connection, welcome. And let's get started. Let me sing for me. Let me sing for you. I want to wake up feeling beautiful. 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 Feel beautiful. I want to wake up feeling 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 beautiful. Feel beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. I want to wake up with the sun in my eyes and joy in my heart. I want to wake up feeling beautiful. I want to wake up feeling beautiful. So beautiful. Envision beautiful. Beautiful. Whatever that is for you. Beautiful. And whatever it is for anyone else. Beautiful. Beautiful. Wow. Whew. So much going on, yet life still is a blessing and it is beautiful. So welcome. How you all doing? How's your week been? Has it been like glorious? I've seen so many people do so many things. And as I've been engaged and busy and doing things and connecting to people, I realize that we are having a human experience. We are watching life unfold before us, as we should every day, really. We should always look at life and say, hey, you know, this is my life. I get to make of it what I want. And so if I don't feel beautiful, I can stop for a minute and I can recapture what it is that I should be more focused on. Things that you should take into account daily, that you know you are blessed, that you are in alignment with the Creator and this beautiful planet that we live on, and that the things that you're doing are aligned to your spirit. And if they're not, then do what I have learned to do better and better every day, which is to take a moment and to stop and put the register back, register back into the room. Ask yourself, is this my room? Is this my place? Am I doing what I want to do? Because you know what? It's all it requires is your work for you. And when you're doing your work for you, you're doing work for everybody else. So let me just get into it. Today, we have executive chef Jimmy Carter. And when he comes into the room, you're going to learn what it is to live a life of excellence through from the very beginnings of his childhood while he sat in the kitchen with his mama and his grandmama and the things that he learned and the kind of instinctive value that goes with that, that gives us the lead to where we're going to go in life. You know, I remember when I was a small kid and on my trek to school every day to Holy Angels, one of the things that mattered most to me was that when I got home, I wanted to share with my mama all of the great things that were happening with me that day. I was so excited to be in grade school, and I went to Holy Angels right in Bronzeville. And so that trek to school every day with my brothers and my sisters, and most often it was with my brothers, meant that I would walk a little bit less than a half mile to school, get there in the morning. And I was in daycare. I was in kindergarten all the way through 8th grade. And so I had this routine every day. And routines help you to kind of know who you are and what you're doing right. And you need to know that. So at the end of the day, I can say honestly that things work out. Oh, good morning, Bill. Look at that. Oh, you know what I'm saying? Busy. I've been watching you, Bill. You definitely have had a busy week. I've been checking out your posts. And if you all know anything about me, you know that I am definitely going to follow you, like your pages, and share things that you're doing, because I think it's important for us to work as a community. And Bill works as a great community guide, leader, and all of that. And I'm just so proud that you take the time to come in the room with me all the time. Bill, I'd love to have you on the show. After we get off, let's talk about it, okay? And get a date in. Can we do that? Can we do that? Yes. So let me just continue. I'll continue with what I was saying. We build the steeple to our church, our body, our mind, our soul, as we live. And so even from a small child, you may remember things that you thought of, that you thought you might were curious about. Right. I'd love it to happen too, Bill. You're saying you love it. I do too. I want to make sure that it happens. There are some people that come in this room that I know will be great guests on this show. And so, you know what? If I invite you and you have the opportunity to come in, let's do it. You know, this show is for everybody. And all my coffee breakers are a coffee breaker. So with that being said, I'll keep going. So you have to take care of the steeple. Here's my steeple. I'm the church. And so I take care of my mind, my body, my soul. And I make sure that I remember that I've laid the track work to the history before me and after me. My future and my past live within me, and I'm understanding that. And I'm moving forward in life with a trajectory. So Dr. I'm calling him doctor, but he's a true alchemist. He's a dynamic individual who lives in Chicago and has traveled all over the world. And the reason why I continue to go on before I bring him on, because right now he's not in the room and I want to give him a chance to come in. So let's just talk. What are some of the things that you have on your mind this morning? And you can ask me and I can respond. What is the excellence that moved you to get to where you are today? How did you formulate and become a complete you? How'd you do that? Now, Bill, had you always wanted to be a civic-minded person? Was it something that you thought of all your life? You know, were you always this generous host to the world? You know, how do we get to where we're coming from, right? And so I just want to say that even though he's not in the room, I have all these beautiful photos of him, and I want to kind of like add them so you can take a look and see who our guest is. This phenomenal man has gone all over the world, and I really don't want to tell his story before he does, but I promise you, all over the world, doing some of the most amazing things, traveling and working with some of the most important people that we know in our time, who are part of what we consider to be the great chefs of today. Yeah. And so when someone chooses to cook, I remember I'm going to tell you a story. My sister Vessa, who is passed now, she and I grew up in the house close in proximity and age. And so more of our tasks and more of the things that we had to do were always connected together at the same time. So if I was cleaning the house, she was cooking. And that became the rhythm. That became the rhythm of what we would do. And so she learned how to really cook well. I mean, very well. And she could put her hands in spices and her hands on food, and she could do mixes and so forth. And the house would smell wonderful. And we all anticipated her meals. From a small girl, she could cook. And from a small girl, I was a good organizer, and I was good at fashion and decorating and speaking. And I was in Holy Angels, so I was learning all about the arts and culture. And so in our separate roads, but together, I could see her grow to become who she had become. And that to me was like amazing, because how many people really get to pay witness to what's going on in their lives enough to know that they are really in the medium of what the future would become. And I think in many ways I knew that. So she would go in the kitchen and cook, and every holiday after she became an adult, or we became adults and we got married, and we'd all come back together with our children and everything. And she cooked. And when I say she cooked, she cooked. And so we all were excited about the idea of coming into the holidays or a weekend or once a month on a Sunday with our families and eating her food. We knew we were in the best of everything by the time my sister Vessa got us into the room, right? And so here we were. We were in the room and eating her food. And it became the thing that we would always know about her and remember about her. So when she passed, God bless her soul, I love her, miss her every day and so much. We made sure we had a lot of food, and we made sure we were joyful and joyous in the occasion of celebrating her life. And so in that I've said that, I think that Chef Carter has made it to the room. Chef, are you in the room? Now, can you put us both on stage together? Chef, I think you need to just look straight at me. You see me? You got to unmute your mic. So I'm going to let you work that out, Chef. You got to unmute the mic. And so, that's the beauty of it too, right? As we come into these nuances today and we realize that we have to deal with technology. We can't just be a one horse pony. We have to do everything. Oh, look who's here. Good morning, Olawale. Amazing indeed. I love this as well. So happy to have you here. This is one of those people that I have been blessed to know. He used to come to my shows, Olawale, at the Illinois Institute of Technology when I first started. And he's been in my life since then, co-opting me for his events and myself going and supporting his events as well. So good morning, good morning, good morning, Dr. Idris. You are just Africa. His magazine, put your information up so we can see it and I read it. I've got so much going on. I want to mess up. Let me get Chef Carter back in. Chef, are you speaking? You ready? Chef. I'm going to put this up too then. This is the name of his company, Simply Good Cooking. And if you know anything, that his food is excellent. I used to go and eat his food, and he had a site you could go to on a Sunday, and I've never tasted food as wholesome and as good as his. And I'm not saying that other people don't have wholesome good food, but this man in his hand, he knows what not to season and he knows what to season. And I think that's the real art of cooking as well, is when you know that you can eat a sweet potato, but you don't need anything but the sweet potato. So for today, for me, look, when I cook a sweet potato, I put a sweet potato in the oven, it comes out, I open it up and I just start eating it. I don't have to put anything on it. And I think that's one of the beauties of his food, is his food is always so fresh and so fantastic that you actually, what can I say, eat it right off the plate. And it's delicious, it's wholesome, it's not full of a lot of things that cause your body to have to react to it in a negative way. And I don't want to say his story before he gets here because he's here, but can we hear you yet, Chef? Or is he gone, Lateef? Dr. Lateef? You're in something, when you're in the midst of doing something great, as Assad always said to me, things always happen. But that's okay. it's still going to be great because the things that's happening is just volleyball. I'm going to hit it over the net. I'm hitting it over the net. We're going to keep going. I'm going to keep going. So anyway, what I was saying is that we're in the midst of doing great things. And in doing great things, we realize our lives. And sometimes those hiccups that come in can cause us to not have the same kind of confidence that we need to do those things. But the truth is that one of the things I've learned in prayer this year is that every time I go to the prayer rug and I start praying, I realize that I already have the answers that I thought that I would need. And I said, now when I go to the prayer rug, I said, God, I have the answers. Just put it right at the front of my forehead so I can answer. Lisa, praise be to God. Sweeney, good morning. All blessings and glad to support this platform. Thank you so much, Lisa. I'm so happy to have you here. And we want you here as a support. I need all of the life. What do they call those things? You put around your body when you're trying to swim in the water and you go down and they throw the life rafts and so forth. And I need all that support. So praise God and thank you and welcome for coming into the room, Lisa. It's good to be here with you. I hope that you're having a great morning. Oh yeah. So we've got Cherie Lynn Smith in the room. Good morning, Cherie. It's a pleasure to have you back. You've been having quite an exciting week. I've been catching your posts. And like I said before, one of the things that I always do when I get off my show or throughout the week when I'm posting, I go back and I look for those who have supported me and I try to make sure that I like, follow, and share their what it is that they're doing so that they can know that I'm always aligned with them. And wouldn't you agree that that's part of the relationship of life? Is that we get in there and we realize that in order to really have true relationships, we have to align ourselves with the relationships in a way that they they become formidable in the way that we see them as. I know you can hear my cat somewhere around here. Where are you, Cece? Oh, she's way on top of the refrigerator. Don't worry about it. She's okay. And I can always choose to put her in the room, but you know what? She's a living being. I just let her in. So, Chef, are you ready? Can I bring him in now, Naima? Okay, she's still working with him. I don't know what's happening. Yeah. Anyway, so let me run to a commercial. No, I'm not going to go a commercial. I'm going to keep it going because I want everybody to get a chance to say some things to me that you, glad to see you figured out. Wait. She says, well, I want to keep going as I am, and I'm going to go to a commercial, but I'm not going to go now because I have guests in the room and I want to talk to them. And hey, Cherie says, glad to see you figured out how to be with you now. Just zagged into, what is Steph of zigged? Just zagged into Steph of zig. Is that like a new language, or is that part of how you speak when you're trying to say something that I should try to figure out? Is that a code? That's too funny. Anyway, I know Olawale has this big event coming up this next Sunday, and he's going to be giving awards out for Africa USA Today magazine. And people are honored, and I've been honored by him over the years with several awards. So I'm really feeling very pleased and supported as usual, per usual, with him being here. And Cherie is just a constant. And so things are moving along as they should be. So why don't I do what I've been asked to do by my executive producer? And I'm going to go real quick to pick up something. Oh, wait a minute. You were formed with each of the experiences you will have. Therefore, you are divinely equipped to extract each lesson those experiences will present. Well, you sound like you're an expert. I love that. So when did you come? Cat cameo. Yeah, I definitely need to do that too, Bob. I need to have a cat cameo. It's just like she's taking over. She can't help. But just back to this, that's a very profound thing to say, right? Because it's what I was speaking of earlier, but I think you so eloquently phrased it. We are given through our experiences, what we need to have. They are the answers, but we don't always know and understand them to be answers. And so it takes a minute for you to realize that you're asking questions and asking God to give you things that you've already been provided. Now, what do you do about that? That becomes the next question. Until you understand it, how do you place it in your life? You just keep living. You just keep living. Yeah, you just keep. Oh, I'm glad to hear that. Congratulations, Lisa. You're pleased to announce the launching of your book. What's the name of your book? Let's talk about it. Oh, look at this. Chef Carter's in the room. You ready? You in the room, Chef? He's in the room, but I can't hear him. Can anyone else hear him? In football, they say drop back 10 and punt. Oh, wow. I don't know what that means, Cherie. You're going to have to tell me about that. But look, Chef's in the room. I think just pull your camera.
This AI thing.
Everybody, Chef, are you in the room? In the room? You said this AI thing. Well, I'm going to tell you something. No matter how old we get, this is what it is, and we have to grapple with it. We have to live with it. It doesn't matter. This is just part of what we're going to be doing in life. So going back to Lisa Praise to be to God Sweeney, she says she's ready to order on Amazon. Okay. Anchored in his presence, a heart set on him in devotion and song. I love that. I love that. Following that course, doing what you feel like you're, led to do. And like Cherie Lynn is saying, just what you're doing. That's right. Just what you're doing. That's right. Just what you're doing. So you all don't go anywhere. Come stay right with us. And I'm going to go and do what my executive producer asked me to do. And I'll be right back and think about some of the things that I've said. And if you can respond. And by that time, I'll have Chef Carter in the room.
Women have the power to transform this world. We can end crime and violence if we all agree to do one thing: share. Let's share our wisdom, share our time, share our talents, share our finances, but most of all, let's share our love. This is the Female Solution.
And we're back. We are back. We are back. We are back. I'm really not short on conversations or things, but when I have a guest that looks like they're having a hard time, it does kind of affect me. But I know that I have great support systems behind me that are helping to get them in and to make sure everything is going well. So if you just stay with us, we're good. We'll keep talking.
Sure.
Yeah. Oh, he says he's here. So hey, Chef, you good? Can you put us in full screen, please?
I can't hear you, though.
Oh, you can't hear me? He can't hear me? Wow. You know what? It's just good stuff. Chef? Okay, so here we go again. I think it's so interesting. And look, we're now going to continue, and Chef is on the screen. Everybody knows he's real. He's here. And so I'm going to go ahead and keep talking until he can get his piece together. But until then, let's keep talking. Sherry, what does it mean to, in football, they say drop back 10 and punt. What does that mean? I don't know that. What does that mean? Somebody help me on that. Bill, what does that mean? Somebody help me. Oh, the zigged instead of zagged, drop back 10 and then, oh, I see. She gave the answer before before I asked the question. To drop back 10 and then punt is the zig and the zag. Well, I guess I'm zigging and zagging this morning. Huh? So, we got a lot of stuff going on here on this show this morning, and it's causing me to have a little bit of in and out. So I guess I'm zigging and zagging, Yeah, but I'm still here and I'm doing great. So let's see what's happening. in comments. Yeah. So I can go back to talking about food because food is an important part of our lives. It is the sustenance and it is the favor, right? And so we have taste buds. And that's what makes food so exciting is our taste buds. But what makes it more important is our health. Oh, look, there he is again. I'm not playing with Chef Carter until I hear him talking and he can hear me talking. Can you hear me talking? I can't hear you talking. Can you all hear him talking? I can't hear him talking. People want to know about you, but we're going to take this last whatever time we have left for you to talk about all that. I can't hear you. I can't hear you. Are you speaking now? Chef?
I can't hear. I don't know why.
Well, I tell you what, I'm going to.
Sherry, are you still on the phone? Why did she hang up? I keep telling her I can't hear her.
Don't worry about it. I'm going to tell you.
Oh, I don't get it.
You know.
My mic is on.
Okay. No problem.
Why did she hang up? Why did she hang up?
I'm going to do the next thing that I know you can do. And that is, I'm going to put up the images on the screen and allow him. Okay, we hear you. We do hear him. So look, people have everything going on here. You all. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, Cherie. We're going to produce and just let him say whatever he wants. Go ahead and speak. Okay, so I've taken the option. Oh, wait, what happened to him? I can't do anything but laugh. Good morning. Good morning. Now, I'm going to say this name, Candace, but you said I can call you Candace, but I have been wanting to say your name properly. And is it Abantu or Abantu? What is it? How does it go? Can you spell it out phonetically so that I can say it properly? I love the photo. I love the name. And I'm calling you Candace because it's what you've given me authority to do. But good morning, and good morning. Great day to you too. What did you say, Bill? He's frozen. Are we not experiencing this? Are we not experiencing this? We are having it. That's what that's what happens when you have it. Abantu. Oh, she said I said it correctly. Abantu. Now where does that name come from? You can share that with me. I'd love to know that as well. And this is another sister that I want to get on my show. I want everybody on my show. I would love to have the sister that's here this morning with the book, Lisa. Praise be to God, Sweeney. She has her book. I would love to have you come on and let's talk and let's get into the spirit of whatever it is that's moving you in your life and makes you who you are. What is your forecast? What has been the broadcast? Yeah, love to. Yeah. So we got a lot of things going on this morning. So Abantu, peace. Abantu just came in from, she said Zulu, it's Zulu, and it means our people. So when I see and I hear people say Abantu, that's what they're saying. I think I've heard that uttered in a chant. Am I correct? You know. So she's giving me instructions on what we'll do. I will go to that. But right now I'm in the middle of having this conversation with people. Good morning. And when it says Abantu, when people say Abantu, I think I've heard that in Zulu. And are they saying it because it means our people? And is that a response that they use, or is it just a name? I'm trying to understand that. It's really beautiful. I love that that's your name. Good morning, cousin. Good morning, Dolores Ringo in the room. It's another sister. Look, every day she puts up these beautiful inspirational quotes for you to guide yourself through the day if you need some guidance. I love that this community is so broad and what it does to give something back to the community. Just really, I really love it. But you know, one of the things that I do have to do, despite the fact that I would like to just stay right here, is to give some kind of homage to the things that we're doing here. And so for our sponsors and people like that, I'm going to go to commercial. Stay right here. I'll be right back.
The Soulful Chicago Book Fair, Woodlawn's premier summer event, returns to 61st Street between Cottage Grove and King Drive, Saturday, August 9th, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Join us for another celebration of literary works by and about the Black experience, featuring children's books, fiction books, and non-fiction works by local and international authors. The main stage will host an entertainment lineup second to none, with Pari Lemuel, Aniba and the Soul Stars, and the mesmerizing Moo Moo Fresh. Special guest, DJ Celeste. The community stage features a variety of family-friendly performances, such as DJ sets produced by IC Music, an organization that trains and promotes blind audio engineers. All this and more, Saturday, August 9th, free and open to all. Be there. Visit SoulfulChicagoBookFair.com for more information.
All right. Okay. So, Chef, you can hear me? We got to turn that down. Okay, so speak. Chef?
Where'd you go?
I'm right here.
I can't hear you. Where you at?
That's too funny. So look, guys, let's just stay here with them. Let's
Oh God.
up for
Yeah,
next.
I'm fine.
I got you, Lisa. So he seems like he's still working things out.
Hello, hello, hello.
I'm going to take him off screen because whatever's happening is too much. And I'm going to keep talking. So this book fair that you're seeing the commercial on, you should have been a part of it. But Asada Kirkland, who is one of our hosts here on Female Solution, this is her book fair. And she's been doing it for some years now. And it's wildly popular. So if you go this Saturday, you'll meet her. And she'll tell you about all the things that she's doing as she goes forward. It's one of the largest that has been done for this kind of book fair. She's just really remarkable. It's remarkable. The authors come from all over the world. And yes, you should be a part of it. And she said, tell them to take it off speaker. Okay. I don't know if he can read or see that, but I will tell her to tell him. Now, everybody, he's just got to follow that. And Abantu, you said, I believe so, with the emphasis on humanity and community as it relates to your name. I think that's awesome because I think when I met you, I said to myself, your spirit was just so welcoming and so calm. And I really, really was attracted to you because of that. I think that our names do make us. We always talk about what does a name mean, but a name means a lot. My name is Senabella. I was named after my grandmother. And I was always told that it would meant beautiful woman. And my mother used to always say to me, beauty is what beauty does. So I took that as a guide, and I understood that I had to be beautiful from the inside out. And I never put emphasis on the fact that someone said I was beautiful more than was I behaving beautifully. You know, we have to do what matters in life. And if you care about it, yeah. Yeah, that's what's happening. So I want to try one more time to get them on screen. Naima, did she look? Lisa said, "Tell him to turn." I'm gonna put him on stage. Are we ready to do anything? Look, this is gonna be the best last 20 minutes or 15 minutes of my show once we get him on. But if I don't get him on today, then what we're gonna do is try and do it again next Friday if he's available, and make sure we got all this pre-production stuff like knocked out. We thought we did last night, he and I, but obviously that's not the case. So we're going to keep trying and keep getting it in. In the meantime, we are a community. We are together. We are here. And we're going to keep just putting out, positive images and positive things so Chef can get in the room if doing nothing but to say good morning to us before our hour is out. We're at 37 minutes in, and I'm positive that he's going to have his voice and say what he needs to say before this is over. In the meantime, we have Sherry Lynn says, my mother would say, if you need to experience something better than this better than this. Oh, wait a minute. My mother would say, if you need to experience something better than something catastrophic. You might have to rewrite that for me to understand that, Sheree. I'm not sure if I understand. Yeah. I can't respond to things that I'm not sure. I don't want to, rather. Yeah. So, are you looking forward to going into the weekend? Are you going to go to this here book fair this weekend? I saw a lot of people in Chicago are hanging out at beaches. But I'm going to put the chef on screen and see if he can go ahead. You want me to just keep talking? Yeah. I just want to know, I want you to know how much I appreciate and value every one of you for your patience and your time. And that it's important to me to know that I have a community of people who care about what's happening in our communities. And this online community is important as a mode of communication. And what I take a lot of interest in is making sure that the people who come on this platform have an opportunity to speak on their behalf about who they are, what they're doing, without having to be queried with questions that cause them to walk away and feel like they've been trapped. I want everyone to have their say. So hopefully what we can do is we can get Chef into the room. Chef, you think if I wrote something for him, that's what I think I'm going to do.
Let me see what I can say. Okay, because she stopped talking. Is this? I can't hear it. Okay.
Tell him to just go ahead and talk about what he wants to say, please, Naima. He can't hear me. I've sent him a text and he's not responding to it, so I don't want to pretend like, well, you can see me.
Oh, wait a minute.
So I don't want to pretend like, last week's show was funny too.
Yeah, see you good.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. Last week's show was funny. Yeah. There's a bad feedback. Last week's show was funny. There's a bad feedback. Marva.
Okay, so we're still in the same situation with the chef. He's not hearing what needs to get done, so I don't know what's happening.
Your phone keep popping on.
Well, we can hear him fine if you can just hear us.
This is
Naima,
terrible.
Naima, Naima. Okay, so guys, I think what we're experiencing here today, I'm just going to keep going. I'm going to let them figure that stuff out from behind the scenes, and I'm just going to keep going. I don't know what this here means, except for that this may not be the time to have Chef Carter on here, that there may be a better time allotted for his message, that his message is something that's more important than what we even realize. And I know that it is, because he's done some remarkable things in the time that I've known him. His food has captured the hearts of people around the world. He presently is working in Chicago, helping to put together meal plans for the Chicago public schools. He's doing amazing things for seniors, making sure healthy meals are delivered directly to their homes so that they can have food that heals them as they go through the process of healing from medical problems. I know that he's helped people over in Kenya, feeding children who are around the world who are not eating well. This man is doing wonderful things. I share with you some of the results as you see him here in these pictures with people who he's working with. He's done amazing things, it's including working with youth, teaching them, as you see him here in his lab with the youth in the kitchen, and they are learning how to chop up, cook, and learn and understand the harvesting of how you put together really good food. He told me that he's growing his own garden. This is his backyard, his side yard that is at his home where he grows. And he says he uses all fresh herbs and everything all the time himself. He always does. I mean, I know some things about him, but I want him to talk about it. He's also the chef that everybody goes to when they want to do a huge outdoor event. I mean, this man's food is phenomenal. His craft is phenomenal. And in traveling all over the world, another thing that I love about him is that he knows how to cook anything and everywhere. So he shared stories with me that in his travels as an international chef, that he's gone everywhere in the world and he's learned how to cook every kind of food. And that would include some gorilla and zebra and all of that. Can you hear me now, Chef?
Good morning.
Oh, well, here we
Good
are.
morning, good morning, good morning.
Good morning.
I am so sorry about all of this, but thank you, Senabella, for having me on your show. I'm Chef Carter's Simply Good Cooking, and that's cooking is COOKIN, no G. That's a Southern word, Simply Good Cooking. Y'all know what cooking is. So it's my pleasure to be on your show. I'm so sorry. I apologize for the technical difficulty. But God is still God, and he's still on the throne, and we're happy to be in the land of the living. We have so many projects that we're working on, and one of the projects that we are working on is called Big Mama's After Church Dinner. Give you a little history. When I was a child under the Jim Crow in Mississippi, one of the things that we did really well was every Sunday after church, we had a family dinner at my mom's house. And I had an opportunity to see my great-great-grandmother, my great-grandmother, my mother's mother, which is my grandmother, and my mother's three sisters. And I had an opportunity to see home cooking at the family table. And that's something that we have to get back to. Living in the society that we live in right now, it's going to take family. It's going to take people pulling together, coming together as a unit. We're living in a day and time now where You got one person eating in the bedroom, one person eating in the living room, one person eating in the kitchen, one person eating downstairs. But I came up during the time where everybody was at the dinner table. And that was the time that we invited the preacher over to the house. And when we said grace, Mama would tell the preacher that you get the first. So the chicken is passed around. By the time you get to us, the only thing we got is the chicken feet. Y'all know what the claw, the chicken feet. And Mama used to take those chicken feet and make chicken and dumplings. And so I'm familiar with red eye gravy, chicken and dumpling, old-fashioned stew cooked in an iron cast skillet. And so I had an opportunity to really understand what family value. We had a father. My father was in the home. He is my hero. My dad is 88 years old. He is my hero. Well, I want to go back into time when I was coming up, had opportunity to cook in New Orleans, had opportunity to cook on the riverboat, had opportunity to do quite a bit in culinary. So culinary has been very, very good to me. One of the projects that we're working on is to make sure that our seniors are eating. Our seniors, that's my heart. I've been a food service director at assisted living. I understand the dietary needs of our family, of seniors. And we're living in a day and time where kids don't really take the time to really cook a home cooked meal for their parents. And so what do? They go get them fast food. They get them a hamburger, get them a hot dog, get them fried chicken. In our community, a vast amount, I'm going to say about 62% are diabetics. And they really can't have a whole lot of fried food. And so in putting my catering company together, we don't do a whole lot of fried chicken, fried fish. We just don't do it. We try to live healthy. And so as Sis showed you, I went into my garden this morning and I pulled a lot of fresh herbs. Herbs are very good. That long piece you see there, that's lemongrass. Really good for your health. When you have a sore throat, you have a lot of mucus, lemongrass is very good for that. And so we cook with all fresh herbs. I have a garden. We have about 32 herbs. We have some things that we grind into spices. You know, there's a difference between an herb and a spice. Your herb is your leaf. Your spice comes from the seeds. And so when people are talking to me about their dietary need, I kind of get a history and I go from there and tell them what they can do. We had a program called Cooking with Jazz Production, and that Cooking with Jazz Production deals with diabetic needs. And so my dad had 9 brothers and 5 sisters out of one woman, and they were sharecroppers. And so I saw amputated eye, amputated liver, and I saw all of that. And so this particular picture that you're seeing now, I was one of the only Black chefs at the Food and Wine Show in Chicago. Had an opportunity to meet some fabulous people. And that was one of the most prolific time in my life. That's the younger me. And so that was under Rahm Emanuel. I was his personal chef as well. And so we just had an opportunity to do some great things in the city of Chicago. And if you ever need anything or if you're having problems, especially if you have seniors, my heart goes out to the senior. And a lot of times seniors just want to be heard. They feel like they've been pushed aside. Nobody is listening. And so, but I'm listening. This particular picture you're seeing now is me giving back. That's at Finger High School, where they have a trade program, a culinary program. And so I go into the school system And I work to try to see who's really talented and gifted and who would really do a good job in culinary. And we have a lot of youth. We have a lot of youth. But let me share this about that particular picture is we're now at a position where we have to depend on ourselves. In our restaurants, Black-owned restaurants in the city of Chicago and all over the country, we have a problem with getting good, solid people, good, solid waitress, good, solid waiter, good, solid chef, good, solid crew chef. And so my job is to try to go in and really work with our youth, because our youth really is our future. You know, I'm getting ready to leave off the scene. And so this particular picture here, we love teaching. We're going to have a culinary school coming up real soon, which is what I'm working on, so that we can teach our kids manners, how to serve a table correctly, how to be polite, how to have an eye for detail. We're teaching them all the culinary skills that they need to be successful, not only to work in somebody else's job, but to create their own job. And we're living in a time where we're going to have to be creative. And so it is a pleasure, Senabella, for me to be on your program. And I really appreciate you.
Well, I don't know if he can hear me or not, but it's really our pleasure. Just keep talking. What can I say? I can hear him and he can't hear me, but he is here and I'm not going to keep myself on screen. So hopefully he'll continue to.
So I just thank God for, that's my garden. Everything in the country, I have so many different herbs, and herbs work very well for the common cold. Herbs work really well for menstruals. Herbs work really well for, especially for men, for so that we can get away from the blue pill. Hypothetically, we can get away from that. There are herbs that works really well. In that garden, we have squash, zucchini, red pepper, bell pepper. We have thyme, oregano, marjoram. We even have the plant surgery, which is what they make sugar for people who can't have real sugar. We have 2 or 3 different types of sage. You know, we have the German sage, we have the French sage, we have the Mediterranean sage, and all 3 of those sage does something different. We have different types of thyme. We have German thyme, French thyme. We have there's a new Filipino thyme. They all have different tastes, different qualities, and they're used with different things. We have the marjoram, which is in the marjoram, which is in the oregano family. So these are things that we use to enhance, especially if you are a diabetic. You don't really have to have salt. You just have to have the right key ingredient. I give you a good example. If you're cooking and you cook with seaweed, not seaweed, if you're cooking with things that you need a salt content, so you would go to kiwi. Kiwi, people don't know that, but kiwi have a high salt intent, but it's a natural salt. You can use things like oranges. You can use things like anything with citrus, lemons, lime, and that can be replaced for your salt intake. Those of you that can't have it, that are on a low sodium. All I have to do is look at you and I can tell where your diet is and create a diet plan for you. If you need sugar, you don't need that regular sugar. There are plants out here. Let me find it. This particular plant here, that's a beauty there. If you taste it, it tastes just like sugar. You can take that and put it in your food. Lemongrass, like I said, this is lemongrass, really nice plant for your health. When God created the Garden of Eden, everything for the body he put in the garden. We just don't know that because we know the pill bottle. And I'm guilty too. I'm guilty. I'm just as guilty. But there are some things that we can use for anti-inflammatory, just like things like ginger, cumin, cinnamon is very, very good for your body. Chocolate, cocoa, very good for your body. So Senabella, thank you so much for letting me be on your show, and I appreciate you. Okay.
Well, it seems that Chef is still not able to hear me. I'm not certain that he can or he cannot. But I think that it's important that I say in this moment that even though we're counting down minutes, I want to hear you talk about more. I wish he could hear me. If my producers can have him to continue to talk, I think that he's on an important subject talking about plants and what they provide for us that are natural nutrients that don't cause us to be ill. And I imagine I might not even be correct in all that. It's not my forte. But I think what is important is that we continue to hear Chef Carter's voice. So you need to talk. So I'm going to let him talk. And I think if you can read sign language, the black sign language or the street sign language, I don't know what that is. But if he just keeps talking, then that'll be enough.
Well, thank you again. There are so many things. We are a caterer, a licensed caterer. We've handled our governor. We've handled the Illinois Senate. We've handled quite a few major people. The last 4 mayors we've handled. We do high volume, and then we do low budget catering. We're licensed in the city of Chicago. We're heavily insured. We do small projects from 10 to 15 people up to 2,000 to 3,000. So it's a pleasure. Thank you, Senabella, for letting me be on your show. Thank you so much. God bless.
Well, it looks like because there is a failure in some of the audio and visual communications that he's not comfortable continuing because he doesn't want to go on without direction. And generally, my voice is the lead for that. But I want to just keep on stage with us as we get ready to close out. And I want to say thank you so much, Chef Carter, for coming here and giving us an opportunity to see your face and to know from just this small moment what rich cultural food information that you have and what that means in terms of, say, how we live our lives. So everybody, if you want to hear more from the chef, then just kind of leave me a note and saying yes, and then we'll get back in this room next Friday, or I'll have him featured on another show here on our network, which we have so many other hosts here at Female Solution who do the same kinds of, who provide information. But we'll get them back in, and I'll have them back, and we can get this thing done right, where we can really query him, and he can share more of this dynamic information. As you can see, he's an aged man, but he's a man with great fortitude, and he travels all over all the time. He was just in Atlanta at a symposium and doing food there. He went to school at Cordon Bleu with Emeril Lagasse. He's cooked for kings and queens and people from all over the world. And there's just such a vast amount of knowledge inside of this man. And I want to make sure that we know and we can get to it. And I want to just thank everybody for coming in the room and being here today as we close out on the Female Solution. And just to let you know that I love you. Thank you for your patience and for being here. And I plan to catch up with you real soon. I'm Senabella with Coffee Break with Senabella. It's my pleasure. And each and every one of you will hear from me today. I'll inbox you. Take care and God bless.
We've come to the end of our show today. If you missed any broadcasts, go to our website for the audio and video archives at www.thefemalesolution.com. On behalf of our team of radio hosts, I'd like to thank all of you who participated in today's discussions. And to our global family joining us from all around the world, we say thank you. To our family in China, xie xie. India, Dhanyavad. Japan, arigato. Korea, kamsamnida. Russia, spasiba. Germany, danke. Poland, dziękuję. France, merci. Spain, gracias. Italy, grazie. Egypt, shukran. Ghana, madasi. Nigeria, eshe. South Africa, Ngiyabonga. Senegal, Jaref. Kenya, Asante. Israel, Toda. Pakistan, Shukriya. Afghanistan, Tashakur. Saudi Arabia and Palestine, Shukran. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Thank you, and may peace be upon you and the mercy of God and God's blessings.